compound interest is interest that accumulates on anything that's in your account. So you put money in an account and then you earn some interest, and that interest adds on to your balance, and now your balance is bigger. So the next time you earn interest, you're earning interest on a bigger amount. So you constantly are earning more interest, even if just by a little bit, because your balance is constantly getting bigger. Of course, that assumes you're not taking any money out. All right, so we have a basic formula, and we are actually going to tweak this in a different video, I think. Yeah. So anyway, balance, so ending balance is your principal, right, how much you start with, times 1 plus your interest rate as a decimal, raised to your time period. And you'll notice that we have an exponent. This is an exponential growth problem. Well, we hope it's growth. Okay, so part of this is just becoming familiar with your calculator. So we're going to have $1,000. We're earning 4% annually. So you can see we have our principal, our rate, and then our time is our exponent. So the best part, if you've never done an exponential problem in your calculator, it might be very beneficial to plug one of these in so that you can see 1,000 times 1 plus 0.04 raised to the second power should give you $1,081.60, right? Or if we take 1,000 times 1 plus 0.04 raised to the third power, we should get 1124.86. And so the interest, the accumulated interest, which is all 3 months put together, gives me $124.86. Okay, hit pause and finish the table. All right, so you see our finished table, and you can see how our balance gets bigger by a different amount. It's not a constant $40 every year. It grows bigger than $40. So how much interest was earned in the first year? Well, that one's easy, right? That was just 40. Straight up, no big deal. In the first, if you're talking about compounding annually, compound interest for 1 year and simple interest for 1 year will be the same, but that only works if you're talking about compounding annually. Okay, number 2, how much interest was earned during the second year? Well, we will say, okay, so that gives me total, because this is year 1 plus year 2. This one is just year 1. This is year 1 plus year 2 plus year 3. So what I need to do is take year 1 and 2 and subtract year 1. This will give me just year 2. And you'll notice that in year 1 I was 40, and in year 2 I was 41.60. So that's $1.60 more than in the previous year. And you might say, well, it's only $1.60. Yeah, but it's free money. And it's $1.60 more just that year. Every year it's going to go up a little more. Like, what about the 5th year? Well, this is years 1 through 5. This one is years 1 through 4. So if I take years 1 through 5, oops, I forgot a number, and subtract years 1 through 4, the only thing left is year 5, and that's $46.79. That's $6.79 more than year 1. Now we're getting somewhere, right? I can go to Subway and have a sub on $6.79, and that's just interest in that year. So you can see that as the money sits and it gets bigger, you're going to accumulate more interest. All right, next page, the graphic comparison of simple and compound interest. Now you can see that simple interest is linear, straight line, whereas compound interest gets a curve because it's exponential. All right, so how much more money is in the compound interest account at 10 years? Okay, so here's 10 years right here. So we're looking at a difference of, we might be at $1,500 and this might be $1,400. So at year 10, we're talking about maybe $100 difference, maybe. Then it says, well, what about at 20 years, which is here? So this one is roughly $2,200. This one is roughly $1,800. So you can see at year 20, now we're talking about a $400 difference. I don't know about you guys, but I can buy a lot of shoes with $400. So it's really important that you're paying attention. If you have compound interest, the longer it's in, the more money you're going to make or earn. It's illegal to make money. Okay, assume a $2,000 deposit with an APR, annual percentage rate, of 2.25% is compounded annually. This compounded annually is going to be super important in the next video. So how much will be in the account after 5 years? Well, the ending balance is our initial amount, right, our principal, 1 plus our interest rate, oops, forgot the 0, 0.0225, and we're talking after 5 years, so my exponent is 5. So when I do that, I end up with $2,235.36. So how much interest did I accumulate? Well, if I ended with $22,35.36 and I started with $2,000, the difference between what I started with and what I ended with is my interest, $235.36. All right, let's do the same problem, but let's talk about 10 years. So my ending balance is my principal, 1 plus my interest rate, raised to the 10-year. And that will be $2,498.41. Again, how do I find out my interest? I take my ending amount, I subtract my beginning amount, and I end up with $498.41. So the interest is always the difference between the beginning and the end. Is the interest after 10 years double the amount of interest at 5 years? Okay, well, let's look at those values again. The interest at 10 was $498.41. The interest at 5 years was $235.36. No, it's more than double. Because if I would double $235.36, I would get $270, excuse me, that should be a 4, $470.72. So $498.41 is bigger, right? It's more than double. Because the longer it's in, right, you're not growing at a constant rate. You're growing faster than that. So if the deposit earns simple interest equals PRT. How much interest would there be? My principal is $2,000. My rate is 2.25%, and my time is 10 years. So simple interest, I would have earned $450. Compare that to $498.41. That's a difference of $48.41. That's a pretty large difference. And that's the end of that video.